See, because someone got injured earlier this week. We won't mention names. That's what I always say. Won't mention names.
Now, it's good to be in the thick of things here with the supporters. So, to all you out there in Facebook land, if you hear the crowd getting rowdy, it's an exciting atmosphere down here. And there's still time to get down there if you're in the area. There's a good crowd building.
Elliott Field, also the oldest competition that's been played for in the Waikato. So that's great for a 21s comp to be that.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful old shield. It just got brought out behind us a few moments ago, and it's looking really shiny. I'm sure both teams will be keen to get their hands on that this afternoon as they kick off here, and it's a good kick off, and it's lifted high into the air, but it's picked up well by the boys high player who sets it well, and he's taken in by supporting players as it goes back, and it looks like the first five's got a handy educated boot there as he looks to clear out, but it's picked up by Burgess, who fires it straight back into Kurulala, who likes to go wide and use his wing, and it sits here with number 13 Cooper, who makes a good break out to the big number 12, and Anoki held well. As he's not held, he breaks away as he takes off upfield. It looks like we've had a little knock on, and we're just a little bit
edgy start from both sides there. Shoston, not surprised it is finals time. A big occasion for these young guys and wanting to progress. I mean, that's the idea of Colts, isn't it? To make sure they keep with rugby and they're not stalling.
Yeah, it's exciting times for these young guys. And it's good to see a school team in the mix there. There's some big boys out there. You wouldn't think they were a school team by looking at them as they look to set. And the ball sitting at the back there with Jordan. And there's a number 8 scrab there, locking partners in, and they look to set. The crowd anticipates now, it's a little bit quiet. Marist start off with a good scrum, and they're just driving boys side back a little bit here. So number 9 has a hesitant run, but he's found the gap. It's picked up well by the number 7 there, and that's a good tackle by Barker. He's a big boy, easy to notice out there as it sits at the back now. And it looks like it's sitting in the back there, and it's another good run. Boys side just happy to take it up there through their locks, and that's a good run by Lansdowne, but he's drawn the penalty, and it looks like perhaps he hasn't released the ball. I'm just waiting to see there.
I think that's probably it. Shoston, a bit guilty of that, and we've seen that this season. We keep commenting about it every week. Teams not committing enough players on attack into the ruck. I mean, you can hang off and have your runners, but you've actually, first of all, you've got to have the ball, don't you? You've got to win that ball before you can worry about what you're going to do with it.
And Burgess with his educated boot there just whips it out into touch, so we'll be somewhere outside the boys side 22 here, and wide on attack. There's a few extra Marist boys out on the back line as it's taken one off the top, and we'll see it going out to Burgess, who just is happy to shovel it off to the big number 12. Takes it up, but he's lost it in possession there. There's a little knock on, and there's a good run by boys high. As you see, it's slippery underfoot there though, and Marist back on good defence there as it holds up at the bottom of the ruck. As we go to the right now through boys high, and driving well, but it's a good tackle there, and there'll be some fierce tackling early on as it sits with number 3, and it's a good run from Hazelton into the traffic. Another little pick and go from the number 9. He's already looking to run the ball. Jordan started well, just holding that in the back there as they go to the left there, and it sits with number 2 Fail, another one of the big boys from boys high, and he's made a good run. Hard on attack now as they go to the right, and going again through the front row. So it looks like they're just happy to use those front row runners, Bev, at the moment. And they've picked up a penalty here.
Putting the hands on the ground there. Shoston managed to get Ben's comms worked out so we can listen into his calls.
So we're close enough here to have a shot, but it looks like they're having a look at the sideline. We'll just wait to see what they decide here. I have to say, Bev, I'm impressed with some of the size of these boys high chaps. I'm sure when I went to boys high there weren't kids that big. So I don't know what they're feeding them in their lunches at the moment, but it looks pretty good.
I mean, you and I aren't exactly poles, but they do put us to shame, don't they, with a bit of muscle in that. And interestingly, Shoston, they went side to side looking for a bit of hole. Marist shutting them down quite well. It was just a silly little penalty there that crept in.
Yeah, the Marist defence has been pretty good so far, as it's thrown into the line out now, and it's taken well at the front, looking to hold it up, but they've gone to ground, and it's going to come to the back with Jordan. Jordan looking to go, and it's a good pass out there from Jordan as he hits his first 5 well. Number 12 just running a little bit laterally, getting caught up. I'm just waiting for his forwards to come in now and support him, as they do, through number 16. So it looks like we've already got a change on the field. Boys High holding that ball well as they dive in looking for it. Jordan looks like he hasn't been involved in this little phase. Sits there again with the hooker. There's a big hooker there. Failed for Boys High. He's a large lad. You have to see how his lungs tie out as they go to the left-hand side again and drive through the forwards. Just happy to keep it in the tide at the moment. Jordan there fires it out again as they skip out to the wing, and he's picked it up really well there. Looks like Mesa out there on the wing. And we're just somewhere inside the 22 of Marist with Boys High on attack, but the defence is equal. And there's some good communication there. You can hear the boys calling and ding out. Another good run by Boys High. So just happy to take the phases 1 and 2 off the rock.
But they're doing the right thing at the moment. Shoston have got ball on hand, so, and they're keeping it. So
yeah, they're holding on well. Marist haven't seen the ball a lot, and his tackles will take an early toll. It's with Jordan again as he fires out using his forwards, and just happy to use the one-off players. Again, Marist just moving backwards towards their own post now. And that's a good drive, but it looks like they've turned it over there, and it's with number 7. Barker's got the ball, and that's a great run out of the D line. Picked up off the back there. I think that's number 6, Winders. So the Lucy's working well together. Marist just struggling to get it back, and it's going to come back for a little knock on by the looks of things.
yeah, just until that knock on came, I reckon Shoston probably an 80-20 position to Boys High in there. Marist started the game off with ball in hand. But then Boys High have just shut the Marist boys out with ball, and they've done it well. But Marist, to their credit, even though Boys High were gaining the advantage line from time to time, they managed to hold the defence and the end Boys High knock on.
Well, both teams defending well, so we'll see here what Marist decide to do. They're deep in their own 22, just a little bit towards that right-hand touch line. Have to say there's not a lot of wind here to talk about. If anything, it's probably just coming across from behind Boys High towards Day Street. So for you at home, just blowing away from the club rooms and just heading towards what might be the Mitre 10 building. And just a little bit of slippery underfoot here, so the ref's just having a chat with the front rows and asking them to clean the sprigs up. So we wait for the scrum to set. The ball sitting at the back now with Fleming. And Burgess sitting deep in the pocket, and on the other side the big boy number 12, Noki, is waiting, but for all money I'd say Burgess will be expecting this. With a big scrum here, so he looks to set, just hesitates for a second, and Marist doing well, but they do go to number 12, and it's a big run out from his own line, and he takes it out well. Possession's been secured. So Burgess and Fleming waiting at the back, and it looks like there's a bit of a hand on there, and it's been taken well as the Boys High player runs back into traffic. Looking to set another good ruck as it comes through Jordan as they look to spin it for the first time today. Boys High coming out through the back line, but again, number 12 for Marist makes a good tackle. Jordan just goes to the right hand side. Again, it's with the hooker, and Fails happy to run it up. He's had a busy game and he's been very prominent in the first few minutes, but here we go, we've got a penalty. Offside.
So yeah, just too fast is what Ben Brownlee is saying there. Just Marist breaking their line a little bit too early. And in situations like that, it's key just to watch your timing. All very well rushing up quick, but you've got to time it right first.
And just in here, Boys High have gone for the kick, and they haven't gone exactly for the corner. They've gone somewhere between the 22 and goal line. So Boys High still happy to go on attack. They obviously feel they've got chances here. So they'll be wanting to capitalise here. They haven't got the early points, but it's a great ball. Get the back of the line out, and it's run up beautifully well there by Lansdowne. He takes a good tackle and sets it up well, so Jordan will be looking to get it out quickly. But again, it's been a pick and go by the forwards. It just sits at the back. Jordan digging in now as it moves to the first 5. And he has a little chance himself. Equal to the task again as Jordan fires out to the number 12, who runs into his opposite number. It's a huge tackle as they go wide now to the right hand side. With the fullback, it's a good little run by D-Har. Again, Boys High sitting at the back end, just happy to use their forwards. And the tight flight for Boys High being super prominent in these early stages. But they've won a turnover here, and Marist will be happy with that. All under pressure here, it's all going one way, but
Boys High looked very hungry there, Shoston, and the goal line was right there for them. I was a little bit surprised that Marist defence in the end held out, but credit to them. They've got a chance to relieve, but if I was Marist's coach, I'd just be a little bit concerned, especially when, that's one of the good kick.
Well, that's a fantastic kick, and Burgess will be happy with that. 21's needed that. They've been going backwards for a while, and this is a bit of relief for them. And they'll set close to the cobwebs here on the halfway. Yeah, Bev, boys, so I'm just happy to tuck it under the wing at the moment and drive forward, but they'll be disappointed. 2 good chances, and they haven't got any points on the board.
Going back to the previous line-out, Marist set up for a Boys High maul, as this one's been claimed by Marist.
Great throw by Case, the captain there, as it comes out to Burgess and uses number 12 again. And that's a good tackle on him. He's been dominant early on, and the ball sits at the back. There's a few appeals there for some hands in there, and
just a little knock on, picking it up from the base.
They'll be gutted with that, Marist. They've done some good work in the last minute or two, and just to give it away again.
Decent sized crowd here too, Shoston. Great to see at Old Farm Road. If you're not sure where Hamilton Marist rugby grounds are, we're about 10 minutes walk, I would say, Shoston, to the university.
That's right, if you're in the area, get down.
5-10 minutes drive to the middle of town.
And so Boys High here with a scrum. I mean, so far they've been happy to keep it in hand, so it'll be interesting to see if they're interested to put it on the boot. Maybe use the corners, use the runner. They've been running well through Lilo and Whata and number 13. And it's with the number 8 who goes to the right hand side through Jordan, and he fires it out to his first 5. He's happy to take it up again, but the contact's just as good. As Marist look to drive them back here, and they look like they're driving over the ball well. But it looks like we've had a penalty, and we're going to come back.
Not 10 at the line out.
Right, there we go. So he played a long advantage there.
Oh, sorry, not 5 at the scrums, I should say. Thought I'd botched it up. Just it's what happens when you're multitasking.
That's all right. So there's a long advantage there, but we see the ball now with Ludovic. So he'll just have a little bit of wind coming over his right shoulder, so he's just kicking into it a little bit there, but it's a good kick, as you'll hear it hit the club rooms there on the full, and that'll bring the Boys High side just inside the 10-metre line of Marist, and we're still 0-all here. It's been all one-way traffic at the moment, with Boys High in most of the possession. Vale looks to throw in, and they've gone to the front reasonably well so far, and as they move around a bit and they go to the back, throws it a little bit crooked there, so we'll have an advantage. And the ball's with Marist just out inside their 10-metre line. Marist sticking in there deep now with the forwards, but equally tucks up to the tackle for Boys High. Makes a good shot there.
Yeah, a bit high was the tackle coming in there, Shoston.
A little bit high. It's a good aggressive tackle, but just went up a little bit.
Ben Brownlee looks like a young guy. He is. I actually can't remember how old he is, but he has been refereeing for quite a while now, and inexperienced, and he controls the game very well as well too. So
yeah, no problem so far. As Burgess looks to kick, it's not quite as good as his last one, but this will give Marist possession, and we're just outside the Boys High 10-metre line, tugged in here on the left-hand side, closest to the club rooms. So a good opportunity here for Marist, and perhaps one of their first ones with ball in hand inside Boys High's half. So it's good defending so far. And just to note, it's been interesting, Marist have been keen to use the Noki at number 12, and he's a big lad, but perhaps they could use a sort of a cut-out skip, and you could see it release those wingers out on that right-hand side. And
kind of need a ball there to play rugby, Shoston. That was the reason why we had a bit of a stoppage in play.
So here we go with Muse as he looks to feed, and it's just a little bit towards the Boys High, and it's with Jordan now as he looks to set, but it's a good tackle there, and that's a great tackle. It looks like Rush has taken that.
Yeah, the issue there, Shoston, it's one from each side in the last 2 lineouts.
Yeah.
Hasn't gone straight. The previous lineout then played the advantage. It's game over there because of that good tackle, as you said. No advantage, so they'll come back to the throw not being straight. A little bit of line-out troubles early on both sides, not even just those 2 line-outs.
Yeah.
I can only think of one line-out that's been taken cleanly, and that was on the 22 fast side from Boys High.
Yeah, well, the line-outs have been pretty good to the front. I mean, there's not a lot of wind to speak of. I say that. It is picking up a little bit, but good conditions down here. As the ball sits at the back with boys high and Jordan to feed. It's a good scrum as he takes it cleanly. Oh, it's not the greatest pass, but it's picked up nicely off the ankles as he skips out and they go through the backs where he's gone through. He feeds out beautifully to the winger. He looks to run through and he gives him the in and out. And it's picking up well there. And we're sitting somewhere inside Marist half there, hugging that left or the right up hand side. Again, happy to use the forwards as they just drive and pick off the ruck there with Jordan. He goes to the left again. There's a little dummy run. And the same runner there, number 20, who broke the gap before, has another go. He's not as lucky. As they're happy there just to go through the forwards. And it's one off again with the big number 3, Hazelton. He's been pretty predominant, certainly early in the stages of the game. And ball's just sitting at the back, and boys high happy here just to take things slowly and look for a few good phases. And they're just sitting inside that tram line as they again come back here to the right hand side as he sits up in the midfield, and he's just struggling to get to the ground now, but he's hit his knee, so he'll be released. Game with Jordan, and he's happy to go to the left hand side. Show and go from the number 15 who sneaks through, but he's picked up. And the ball sitting at the back, and here we go, and just had another penalty. We'll just wait for that call, but perhaps it's not releasing.
Yeah, not releasing the tackle.
So again,
Boys High had a penalty advantage earlier on too, actually, for Marist not releasing the ball carrier. That time there though went against the attacking team. Similar thing, just obviously not releasing the ball.
Yeah, so it's a case of a couple of things there. Just needs to think about getting his body in a better position and perhaps just sticking with the support just for a little bit longer. And again, Marist let off the hook there.
It's good rugby, attacking from both teams today. Which is good.
So we've had about 16 minutes gone. We're 0-0 now at the moment still, so anyone's game. It's in the balance. Burgess has just found touch there from the penalty, so we're going to have another line out. And it's just taken a little while there for Mortimer, the captain. He's playing hooker today for the Marist 21s. Find the ball, and he'll be looking to make up for that last line out throw. As he fires in now, and it's a short one to the front, and it seems to have worked well. It's a quick ball with Burgess now. He comes out to, again, the big fella there, and it looks like it's come to the hooker.
Both sides using their big runners in the middle of the field there.
Yeah, both teams just happy to rumble up the middle and just see what happens there. They don't have to get him down. That's a good run from Marist, and Marist is building up a bit of momentum here as they look to drive through the forwards as well. Players set, Burgess fires it again. Goes to his left-hand side as he releases the ball out to the wing. It's the first time we've seen this winger moving, and he's good time for Lumberman as he grabs down the side, cuts inside, and it's an easy try for him. He won't get an easy one today, and that's a fantastic run. Takes it in and dots it behind the post to make it a bit easier for Marist and Burgess. Well, that was a run against the play, Bev. Good to see number 12 there, Inoki, fire it out and release his wing on that right-hand side.
Shoston, it was just, as you said, simple ball movement. Ball beats man every time. It's one of those simple things like catch the ball, you know. People want to take him to contact. No, use the space, and that's exactly what happened there. And all he had to do was cut back in field, and did quite well to beat the fullback. And over he went and scored underneath the posts. Very big confidence builder there for the Marist side.
Yeah, well, as the first 5, Cam's going to be wrapped with that. It's nothing better than seeing your winger sneak back in, rather than dot it down lazily in the corner. Gave the extra chance, but I think a lot of that was made through Inoki earlier on in those phases. Number 12 for Marist has been happy to start punch it up through the middle, and this time he punched it up through the middle, but he set his winger wide, and that caused a little bit of confusion for boys high out wide, and that was a great try. I'm just waiting to hear who scored it. I think it's number 14, Kusi. So it's a great run from him. Beat the first defender and then stepped inside the fullback beautifully just to dot it down. So great start for Marist. As boys high, after having all the possession and everything go their way, having to trade back to halfway now, 7-0. So just to confirm, the try was scored by Misa. That's Corny for number 11 for Marist. That was Corny.
Credit to that one. Shoston goes to Sean Mulchy.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, Mulchy.
Yeah. Good to have some good eyes here.
Pointing that one out.
The staunch Marist supporters here, Sean McCahey, just right at us a little bit as they kick off, and they've gone long. We're deep into Marist. But he's dropped it, but it may have gone back, but the ref said no, and Ben Brownlee will bring him back for a scrum, and here we go again.
Nick, there's a coach killer, and then there's that one.
Yeah.
That one is more than a coach killer. That's assistant manager and half the supporters on the sideline.
Well, I hate to say it, but it's been the way of the game so far, hasn't it, you know?
It has. A little bit of luck from both sides.
Right, well, here we go. So it'll be sitting at the base here with Jordan now. Jordan was happy to use that left-hand side. There's a lot of space to the left out there, so we'll wait with bated breath to see where they go. There's the number 8 for Hamilton Boys High tuck, just looks to tie in his locks now as he tucks them in. And the ball sitting at the back with Jordan, looking to feed. Boys High reasonably flat here as they're thinking about taking it up, and they will go to the right, but it looks like a knock on. And well, Bev, we just talked about this, and a good chance on attack here, and he's just let himself down a fraction.
I've been talking to Mulchi Sean Mulcahy just then as well. I don't think he's going to know that because it's twice I've mentioned him on commentary. That was actually Corny, the winger, that knocked it on from Marist to start with, so he'll be breathing a little sigh of relief there that the boys' high halfback managed to do the same, trying to pick it out of the back of the scrum.
Yeah, well, you don't like to clap for people making mistakes, but I think in this circumstance he's got himself back out of the off the hook, so to speak. And they're just sitting in the pocket now as the ball to be fed by Fleming. And Marist will be hoping for a solid scrum here, and they've got one, and it's a good scrum. Very settled, and they're going to go pick and go from the number 8 who beats his man, and he's driving forward. It's a good drive. Just getting his support to come to him as it gives Burgess a little bit more time, and with that educated boot he drives it out beautifully, which will just take him up to somewhere just within his own 10-metre line, and the ball will be back with Hamilton Boys High, and it seems to be the flow of things at the moment. Boys High hard on attack, and Marist just getting themselves out of trouble. And Jeff Burgess, the coach of Marist, will be reasonably happy with how it's going now. I think if anything he'll be telling his boys just to stay patient, just to keep those tackles going one off the ruck nicely and just be patient. As it's with Boys High and failed feeds, and it's a great take again in the line out from Boys High, but just waiting for a call from the ref, and it may not be straight. Looks like it was just a bit of a crooked throw, so we'll come for the scrum. So again, the ball will be sitting with Fleming, and Marist in a better position now. Looks like the Marist backs are just lining up here to our left-hand side. They're just having a talk to them now. The theme so far has been to pick and go, and then send the big number 12, Inoki, to the middle. So as we wait, Ben Brownlee talking to the front rows. Sitting at the back now, Fleming to Burgess, and Burgess the number 12 again, and he just gives a little pop pass to the 13, takes it into ground, and it looks like the Boys High players are struggling to roll away there, and he's got himself in a bad position, and looks like Marist here will have the ball, and there's a good penalty, and Burgess again walks up to grab that ball as he will look to kick towards us, and just again relieve some of that pressure. And that's a great kick from Burgess. He's having a good game out there today, Bev. Burgess hasn't made too many mistakes.
He's done well at the cutter role at 10. As we've just seen a change actually quite early on. Number 20 for Hamilton Marist. Hugo Shale coming on for one of the backs. Logan Rush actually number 5.
And it's been taken by Boys High here as it's a little bit scrappy, but they seem to have got it into the centre of the field there. Sitting at the back with Jordan as he looks to use his forwards again. They've gone 2 off the ruck there, but Marist equal to the tackle. And the refs just said actually...
In from the side.
In from the side. And again, it's been littered with penalties in those last few minutes now, so both teams are struggling to get into some good pieces here, and hasn't seen too many phases.
Typical final footy, isn't it?
Yeah. And that's it, isn't it? Everyone's afraid to make a mistake, so
Yeah, but I was going to say, in doing so, you do anyway.
Exactly.
It's about those top 2 inches, and I mean, those top 2 inches even get smaller when it comes to a big final.
That's right, it gets pretty narrow in the vision here. So Marist will be disappointed with the result here as Hamilton Old Boys fail. Sorry, Boys High look to feed. It's a scrappy line out, but it's at the back now, and Jordan has it as he drives into the big boys there, and he seems to have done this well, sitting at the back now. Hamilton Boys High just waiting for a halfback though, but it's picked up by the big number 3 Hazelton, who's not afraid to drive in again. There's some big boys out there throwing their weight around as Jordan fires it out to release the backs, and we see the first little pass there, and Burgess has just fallen through that tackle. This is his opposite number. Fodder makes a good run. Still with Boys High as they look to go to the left hand side. Things just a little bit scrappy at the back now. Another good tackle from the Marist forwards. Jordan just digs in, can't find the ball, but we'll have a penalty and we'll just wait to hear what that was for.
Not rolling away,
Again,
just a tackler, just guilty of laying there. And I mean, on some occasions, Shosty, we do see referees being penalised, but you've got to make an attempt. You can't just lay there, unless of course you've eagles in 3 different places, 3 different continents.
It's a bit of a wobbly kick, but Boys High will now be on attack, and they're just inside the Marist 22. They've been there a few times before, but they're yet to get some points on the board. They'll be disappointed with the points versus the number of possessions they've had. And it's sitting with Fail at the moment as he looks to feed. They've had a good line out, and they'll be looking for some fast ball off the top. Jordan's just hanging out on the backs now at first receiver as forwards are taking control of the back of the scrum. Sorry, the line out. As Jordan fires it out here now into his number 2 Fail, and that's a great run. He's bumped off somebody there, and you can hear the crowd getting excited as the second row run it up and take control again. And it's another good pick and go by Boys High, and they're just happy to pick and go at the moment. Haven't seen a lot of the backs in play. And it's just a bit scrappy again as, yes, and Ben Brown calls another penalty.
Going to take 3 in this position, I think, Shosty.
Well, for Boys High, I mean, they've been in this position now a few times and they haven't managed to put a point on the board. So I think if you're the captain, you maybe take the 3 and you head back to halfway and you close that gap to 4. And it looks like they've made that decision.
Just having a talk to the to Farley, about not staying on their feet so much at ruck time. Struggling, so good communication from Ben Brownlee.
Yeah, been impressed with him so far. Communicates well to the boys, keeps them going. I like a ref that talks a lot. But I think this is the right decision here by Boys High. I mean, they probably had the lion's share of possession
and territory,
and at the moment, they're facing down the barrel of 7-zip. As we see the Boys High player just lining this up, I'm just waiting to see who's taking this kick. And it looks like the second 5. And so that will be Leo. And he's made some good breaks earlier on in the game, so he just sets himself. And it's a nice one for him, and you can hear that. Made a good connection with the ball and sent it barreling off down towards Mitre 10. And he'll be happy with that. I think the Boys High team will be a little bit relieved just to have a couple of points on the board, and they can all take a deep breath now and get into their work. Sometimes it's pretty tough just to get those first points. Let's get underway as the Marist boys come back to halfway. And again it'll be with Burgess, who looks to take it off there, and he's kicked into the great ball just outside the 22. It's landed in a good position. And some heavy contact there as you hear the crowd getting behind them. And Marist looking to drive in. Again, it's sitting at the back nicely with Jordan, who just looks to use the tight forwards and pushes down this right-hand tram line. Good possession, and you can hear how happy the Marist boys are there. That's a great tackle.
First arriving player, Shosty had every right to it. Didn't want to release and gets penalised for it.
So again, we've seen a number of penalties. I'm not sure of the penalty count, to be honest, but I think we must be somewhere up above 10 or 15 by now. And we haven't seen him go to the pocket, but I'm sure he'll talk to a few of the lads as Marist have decided to go for the line through Burgess again. And it's a good little low kick there as he fires it across, and they'll be sitting just inside the 22 or perhaps just on the 22. So a really good attacking opportunity here, Bev, for Marist.
Yeah, great opportunity for them. Like Boys High in that last phase, they want to be able to put points on the board once you go in there, even if it's 3. I mean, we all know as Southern Hemisphere rugby, 3s aren't pretty rugby, but they're the ones that win your titles.
Yes, they do. As Muse fires in, it's a good one by Keith. It's taken well at the back there by Marist as they look to rumble it up, and they haven't gone to ground. They've stayed on their feet very well here as they drive forward and they're getting the momentum. The Marist backs just eagerly walking forward. Looks like the boys on Marist is looking to go to the left-hand side through their own forwards here, and it's a good little pick and go as it sits at the back now. And Fleming will be looking to find one of his forwards or flick behind to Burgess here. And they've got the penalty, and we'll come back to the spot there where Ben Brownlee's just said, hey guys, we'll have a penalty there.
Yeah, technically not releasing.
Yeah, so again, rolling away, there's been a lot of penalties, Bev. I'm just wondering if he's going to go to the pocket soon, or if he just keeps communicating with the players.
I think he wants to keep communicating. No referee really wants to pull out a card of any colour. Because, I mean, we all think of rugby with having 2 cards. There's actually 3, and the third one being the blue card for concussion. So that one definitely you want to just put in your little secret pocket of your pocket and not pull out.
So here we are. This will be a bit foreign for Marist now as they set a scrum right outside the goal line here, hard on the left-hand touch line. Marist with the ball as Fleming looks to feed. Burgess has got his winger just inside him at the number 8, picks and goes, and it's a great try off the back, and it's a fantastic run. And Searley, that's his second run off the back. He's been playing well there, and he's had a little dummy as the winger comes in behind Burgess, but everyone fell for it, and he's just dotted across the line after breaking that first tackle. And we'll see Burgess now looking to convert and add the extra 2. It's probably somewhere halfway between the left-hand upright and the goal line, the sideline.
That was a great try, Justin. Great number 8 strike. Zinzan Brook, Kieran Reid, you know, would love that try every day of the week. Just pick it up, step outside the flanker, and then get outside the 10 as well. He kind of got tackled by the 10 and 12, but just had too much muscle at the end there.
Yeah, it's a good strong run there, and certainly helped by the fact that Fleming probably dummied to Burgess and the big winger who was coming through. As we see Burgess now looking to add the extras, takes a deep breath and goes through his pre-routine.
Strikes it on. It's pretty good. It is.
And that's a good kick there, and it just did enough to curl in. The wind tried its best just to take it outside the right-hand upright, but it was a good enough kick by Burgess. And Marist 14 and Boys High 3.
It has actually picked up that wind as well, so something teams are going to have to be wary of here. There's we've got just under 8 minutes to go in this first half. It's been a pretty quick, free-flowing, except for those few penalties that have been coming in.
Yeah, and I think you'd be pretty happy if you're in the Marist camp at the moment, knowing you're going into the second half with a bit of a lead and perhaps a bit of a win coming behind you.
Yeah, I think the Boys High might be... So, I don't know, Shosty, I was just going to say the Boys High will be playing with the win, but I don't think they will.
No, it's swirling around here a little bit, but we'll see what happens there. There's a little knock on there, and again, a couple of little knock-ons actually. But we'll come back for the first one there, and I think we'll see Marist with the scrum feed.
Some wobbly little old kicks going in at the moment. Next weekend, Shosty, I mean, we're going to be bringing the Premier Grade Final, but also Glen Shield as well. Finals Day
awesome.
will be live streamed, folks. So if you've got people that you know in the Glen Shield, we'll be looking at doing a few of those games on the 18th of the Sunday.
Yeah, I love a bit of Glen Shield. Takes me back to the best of years. I didn't play myself, but I used to go and watch my friends play, and was brave little sods out there in the cold. And as we see the ball at the back now, as it sits for Fleming, and he looks to hit Burgess. Burgess looking to the skip ball as the number 13 looks to have taken the field again. And that's a good driving run as it takes Marist up to halfway, but just waiting to see what's happening there. There could have been a turnover as it sits at the back now with Jordan. And
I think they've just pinched the 2 rucks back. They might have just got their hands on it, boys high.
yeah, the first 5's had to come in. Jordan just took it in to clean it up himself there, and just sitting somewhere around the halfway now, just on the left-hand side of the field. Jordan again looking to feed out towards that left-hand side. And it's a good run from the number 12, who's just happy to run into traffic, but it's a good tackle actually, equal to the task there. As we look to come away to that right-hand side, and it's a good kick. He's under pressure, but he's getting across. Oh, there's a bit of confusion now as the boys' side player comes through, and it's number 15 who cleans up the scraps, and D-Howe will take it behind the post to dot it down, and I think Marist will be a little bit disappointed with that.
Disappointed, Shosty. These 2 players at the back, they did not communicate. They have run into each other. Like the South Africans in the 2015 cricket semi-final, they've collided. Didn't look pretty. It looks as though they're okay. Both players have got up, probably just licking their wounds now.
Yeah.
Bit of fortune favours the brave, they say.
Yeah, well, that's good chasing through from the number 15 there from Boyce High. He never gave up, and he pinned his ears back, and the bounce was super fortunate for him. And he probably won't get an easier one today. I think there'll be some chatter in the back 3 now from Marist as they talk about how that happened and what they're going to do when that kick goes up, and perhaps maybe that's the game plan for Boys High, putting that ball up high and coming through quickly. As the ball's with Leo now, and he's looking to add the extras. Marist 14, Boys High 8, looking to take it to 10. I think Boys High will be pretty happy with this, getting closer to half time, and just to snatch a quick one there before the break, it will do them the world of good.
They might be behind on the score, but I've actually got a funny feeling things are just happening for them at the right time. Same with it is with Marist as well, but not quite cohesively as it is for Boys High.
Yeah, I'd say Marist have taken their opportunities, but the dominant and line share of the ball's been with Boys High, like you say, in position, in territory, and they run through and still managed to get the conversion over. So we'll see it as 14-10, and Marist still 4 points in front as there's 4 minutes to go in the game here. And we'll see the ball with Burgess back on halfway.
The charge from the kick didn't actually look too far away.
Yeah, some good pace there. I think they took him by surprise. And Burgess looking to start. There's a couple of runners just in front, but don't think the ref's minding too much as the ball's just been knocked on there, and it's a man down. Hopefully he's all right. Yeah, he's got to his feet now as we see the ball going through the forwards, Marist. And driven up to just over the halfway there with Winders as they look to go wide through the big number 4 Bell. And Boys High again with it, and they've just made a little break here. Has he got the legs to go all the way? He's a good runner, but he's been picked up by number 7, and that's a great tackle.
Josh Barker's having a good game for Marist. He's made some crucial tackles.
He's been everywhere. He's turned the ball over. He's chased down one of the backs there. It's a fantastic run. As we see it just being held up at the moment, it's to go to ground, and it looks like it's back with the Marist players. They're just trying to get back in the pocket now, and looks like Fleming's talking to his lads. They're just happy to drive it through the forwards. Looks like there's a Boys High player getting himself right in the way there as Burgess gets it in the pocket. And it's a nice clearing kick as he drives it into safety, and we'll see a line out with the Boys High side just inside the 10-metre line, hugging the right-hand touch line on Day Street there.
Some Boys High cricket alumni walked past us just before, Shosty. Chris Kugelheim is popped on down.
Yes, great man, Kugelheim. Played in a few of his teams as a youngster.
I think anybody that's played cricket at some point in Hamilton.
I think it's part of our pathway in Hamilton cricket is to have played at some stage with
a good afternoon.
Senior.
Talking about Hamilton cricket as well. Good afternoon to Janice Fraser, I see is tuning in as well. So hope you're well, Janice.
Welcome, Janice. As we see the line out now as it sits at the back there. And I've had some good line-outs today, Boys High. I've been impressed with the way they're going, and it's a good drive from them. Just putting Marist under pressure, and you can hear the schoolboys getting behind them on the sideline there. Is another good drive there. He's gone to ground, but he's just rolled into the wrong side. But Jordan equal to pick the ball up, and he's going to his favourite left-hand side. He's been confident down that left-hand side today. he just comes across and they use the forwards again. Boys High happy to use their forward pack a lot around the rucks and mauls, and it's paid off. They've just got another penalty there. I'm just waiting to hear the call.
Tackler not releasing the ball carrier.
And again, it's another tackling indiscretion. And well, with 1 minute to go, what do Boys High decide to do here?
They've got time off at the moment. Just to think there's a player down injured in the background somewhere.
And he's just jumped back down, and I think it was the same player actually that was injured earlier on when Burgess kicked off towards this side here. So he's just gone back down. Number 4 for Boys High. I think it's Lansdowne. He's had a good game. He's been very dominant in the line out.
There's another one that just popped up all over the place. But what about that maul that was going on? It's just incredible to see these, 21s even, be able to get a maul moving like that. Heaps of, they never really crabbed sideways either to stay in field. They just stayed down the wing and move and just keep moving and momentum once more.
Yeah, it's been good. I've been really impressed with the Hamilton Boys High forward pack. 1 off the rucks, 2 off the ruck. The driving's been fantastic. The line out's been reasonably good, especially the hooker, and there's a good combination there. Fail, Hazelton and Lansdowne have been playing really well. And Hazelton, the prop Hazelton, it could be a brother off, I think, at number 5 as well. Chances are at Boys High we see a few brothers playing in teams together.
Yeah, it's not uncommon sight, is it?
At Boys High. However, gone to the line out. There's not long to go in the game, and say this could be one of the last plays. And Boys High will be looking to go into the break with a lead. They're a couple behind now, but a try here could see them go into the break.
Even if they didn't, I think they'd go into the half with a bit more confidence than Marist. But Marist, if they can hold out, would love to.
Yeah, Marist have played well in defence, but that's a great take from the number 8 in the line out as again they look to drive. As it sits at the back now, and Marist are on D, you can hear the crowd, and there's been another penalty. So Boys High will be seriously considering here having a go at the post. They're hugged away on that left-hand side. But
there we go. Shoston, Ben Brownlee's just said through the comms that the player was unlucky, but he's been penalised for not rolling away. The only thing he didn't do is he didn't attempt to. He said if he'd tried, it would have been play on. We are the last play too, so before half time.
So here we go. Fail looks to throw it in again. And it's another great take from the number 8. He's had a good game tuck as he kicks it in. And they're driving forward, and if they can get a good drive going, you can see the backs joining now as they look to stay on their feet and drive forward. We've only got 2 backs out here to the right-hand side, so if it does come out through Jordan, there could be a little bit of trouble there for Boys High. But they've backed themselves and they've turned, and it's
try!
And they've been given the try, so it's fantastic work. They've chanced their arm and they've taken the try.
Just trying to see who that is. You're not really feeling it. Yeah, I think it might be the Hazelton prop.
Yes, it looks like the boy we were just mentioning before the play, and he's proven us right by scoring a good try. And that's going to take them up to 14-15 with the conversion to come. So,
big dent in Hamilton Marist confidence.
Yeah, big dent.
Their defence has been well, except they just could not stop that maul from Boys High. They've used it quite well off the line out. They learnt from that last one that, as long as you can secure it and the players are committed, their ball is going to move and keep moving. Half time it is. Ben Brownlee has said once, we've of course got to wait for this conversion out from the left hand sideline.
We wait for him to take the conversion. He's made some good kicks before.
Marist also coming into this game undefeated the whole season. They've been pushed a couple of times, they said, but undefeated right through. So
was you on the radio? I could hear on the phone. Sorry.
Wait for him to take the conversion. Wanders in. Marist chasing out. It's a good kick. Made a good contact, and he's got it. It's a fantastic kick. He's had a great game. And the number 12, Leo, adds the extras as we go into the break. Marist 14, Hamilton Boys High School 17.
Some huge support on the far side too for the Boys High. Not surprised it's Boys High after all. Yeah. Pretty decent game here, Shoston, that we've got to Elliott Shield. I think Marist, they need to keep their heads up. Don't drop it and be aware of that driving more from the line out. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I think they need to change their tactics a little bit. I mean, I've liked what I've seen, but I think in this half for Marist, they need to get closer to the boys' high try line, and they might do that through Cam Burgess's boot. But I'm looking forward to seeing the second half, and hope to have you all back here in a few minutes.
Yeah, let's take a break. We'll be back, folks. It is the Elliott Shield final for the Colts, the oldest competition, oldest trophy being played for in the Waikato Rugby. It is Hamilton Marist 14. Hamilton Boys High having scored on half time. They take the lead 17. We'll be back very shortly.
You're the night sky trying to make me see your stars, but the dark gets lonely. Now I see violet, I can feel silence, and the dark's all that I see. When your stars have burnt out and your heart makes no sound, I'll find violet in your eyes. You'll always be my night sky. You'll always be my night sky. Be my night sky. You'll always be my night sky. You're the night sky hiding behind dark gray clouds. I can't figure you out now. I see all blue. There is so much cold in you, and the silence is so loud when you go. I just stay dancing with my shadow all day. Watch the tide. I can't find the point where our two pass the line, but you're the night sky. I'm trying to see your stars, but I always fear the dark. Now I see violet, I can feel your silence. You always feel so far when your stars have burnt out and your heart makes no sound. I'll find violet in your eyes. You'll always be my night sky. You'll always be my night sky. Be my night sky. You'll always be my night sky. Be my night sky. You'll always be my night sky.
I get lost inside my thoughts, and when I start to think, oh, the dark hole closest starts to end up on the brink. I tried so hard, but all these scars, they cut so deep I bleed. I fell so fast from heaven, it's like someone clipped my wings. Now I'm falling, and I can't see the ground. Can we stop?
Alright, welcome back to the second half here at the Elliott Shield Colts final. It is Hamilton Boys High leading 17 over Hamilton Marist 14. My name is Bevin, Jenkinson alongside me. Nick Shoston, as Ben Brownlee says, second half.
And here we go as they kick off deep and they've let the ball bounce. So a little bit of an interesting move from Marist, but they managed to have scrambled it back as the Hamilton Boys High forwards fly in and make a good tackle. As it sits at the back with Burgess, who's had a good first half, who looks to clear. And that'll be a good kick as he clears it now down towards us. And he's just got one of the little baby spectators here, but he seems to be alright.
Some of the kids are throwing some stones or something at the sign. And
I think someone's mum's going to give them a bit of a growling in a second as we see the ball here with Bale. As he looks to throw in Boys High again on attack here, and it's a good line out take at the front, and it's quick ball out as they fire it to Jordan, and Jordan looks to take it up himself. There's a bit of a stutter there as they lost a bit of communication, but the ball's still sitting with Boys High as Marist look to drive over, and it sits at the back there as the forwards look to just muscle it off the back as they did in the first half well, and he looks to go with again Jordan, who's had a busy game up until now. Sits at the back now. There's a big back line there for Boys High, but they won't need it. And we'll just wait for the call, but it looks like Ben Brownlee's blown up another early penalty for Boys High.
yeah, just leaving their feet, their hands on the ground. And it's another simple thing, Shosty, at ruck time. Must stay on your feet unsupported.
As Lindovic just clears it now, and we'll see Boys High again on attack.
Couple of Marist supporters behind us, so not surprised that they're kicking to the corner. They're just going to ball it. Marist setting up to try and defend, to try and win it, I thought, but now they've decided that's a waste of time.
Just waiting for the ball to come back here. And it looks like we've had a change in the thrower, and it looks like Harrison at number 1 will take the throw. And it looks like our pillars there are looking to go to the front again, and they've been to the front well, and again it's taken beautifully off the top there with Jordan firing it out. And there's just a little knock on, a little lack of communication there, but he'll come back. And it looks like the guys haven't been 5, is that what the call is here?
He's actually been penalised for pulling down the jumper.
Pulling down the jumper.
So, yeah, Ben Brownlee just said to him, it's dangerous as anything, so...
Okay, well, lucky no one was hurt there. It was a good line out take there from the young Lansdowne. As again, Boys High with the ball. All Boys High in the second half. So they look to throw into the line out. The front's been good for them. They go to the middle, and it's another good two-handed take off the top as they look to set it. And he's talking to them, Jordan. He's trying to pull them in. He's a really talkative little halfback.
Ben Brownlee said, got to use it.
And they're just struggling to get it back at the moment as they're ripping it around. Marist making a real nuisance of themselves in there, but they scrape around to that left-hand side, and the ball's with Jordan. Looks like we've got Hazelton standing 1 off there, waiting for that ball, and it'll come to him as he looks to drive, and he's got good low body position. But he's just
Marist even lower though.
Even lower. Spencer again, and they're just happy to do this one off the ruck stuff here. It seems to be working for them well. Again, Jordan just muscling around with his forwards there. He's got a big back line waiting to go out to the right hand side, but again, just happy to use those 1 and 2 off the ruck. And it's working for them at the moment as they have all of the possession there, and they drive through Hazelton again. And are sitting at the bottom of the base of the...
Oh, little knock on. It's come from the side as well. The assistant referee's called that. Shosty, I honestly can't say enough about this Marist defence because I don't know how Boys High didn't score there, to be honest.
Yeah, it's fantastic defence, and they're up for it at the moment. Both teams getting heavily stuck in the first 4 minutes of the second half. Hamilton Boys High 17, Marist 14. Marist having a lion's share of the points in the first half, with Old Boys having the possession. They just managed to sneak back before half time, and they've gone straight back into attack mode. I have to say I'm impressed with the number 9 from Boys High. He's been everywhere and talking to his forwards.
They've started the second half how they finished the first, haven't they, Boys High?
Yeah, the coach Barney Killen will be happy with the boys there as we look to have a scrum. And
A matter of possession and territory, I think. for Marist, that's the issue.
Marist the feed now. Yeah, it's a good scrum from them, but it looks like it's gone down, but they'll carry on. And it comes back through the big fella, number 12, and okay, yeah, it's a good run from him. And Burgess looks to clear, but it hasn't found touch, but one bounce, and it's a good bounce from him. And he's brought it almost all the way up to halfway. But
He's penalised the front row for standing up there.
taking it back. And so Burgess will have the ball again and be looking to clear off a bit of territory, equally as far as before. It was a good little kick. I didn't think it was going to go out, but he just had a little bit of a leg break action to it. Just ran into touch here towards the club rooms. Back with Burgess now, and that wind has picked up and possibly changed direction. It's just blowing from the roadside towards the club rooms now. As Burgess, end over end, makes a good clearance and makes sure of it. So the ball will now be with Keith Mortimer, the hooker and captain for Marist Colts, and he'll be looking to find that line out.
There's a bit of cricket prodigy. You said Shoston before the start of the game, Keith Mortimer.
Yeah, so both Burgess and Mortimer have both played Marist cricket as well, and reasonably good players. As we see Burgess with the ball now, just popping it off to his offsider, he makes a good run. You see Burgess just sneak back around and be looking to clear some territory, and they've won the penalty. We'll just wait and hear what that was for. But
Hands in the ruck.
hands in the ruck again. So boys are just letting themselves down here as the Marist team seem to drive their way out of their own territory. And we'll see Burgess again. He's had the ball a lot in his hands today.
Folks, if you are wondering about the Division 2 semi-final, we're just waiting on confirmation about that game, which field it's going to be on, and also there's something else that's kind of happened in the background. So we're not 100% sure just yet that it will be live streamed. I'll post an update to Bev's Broadcasting Facebook page confirming if it is or not, but it will be on a different stream. So once this game's done, we'll go and we'll stop the stream once a bit of the hoo-ha's finished, because it is the final. And then we'll get the second one, the Division 2 semi up if it happens.
And back with the play now is Keith Mortimer just had a little bit of a crooked throw into the line out there, and was high back with position as they look to come out of their own territory. There's been not a lot of kicking in the game, Bev. Both teams really happy to hold the ball. There's been some long phases.
I'm not surprised, just keeping ball in hand. You can't score a try without the ball.
Good finals rugby. Both teams looking to hold the ball. As you see, there's a dominant tackle, and the crowd really getting behind. And a little bit of buffo. And we'll just wait for referee Ben Brownlee just
off the ball there. Shoston just waiting for Ben just to call. He's just asking the teams to go back 10 metres, both teams, and now he's going to talk to the assistant referee.
Yeah, it was good reffing here by Ben. He's just going to have a chat to the boys. It's been a good game up until now. We haven't had any issues or any problems. So he's just talking to the assistant ref now, and we'll find out a little bit more about what happened. And one of the players has been, one of the spectators here has been asked to leave the ground, folks, and he will.
I'll come back, Shoston, in just a second. Once.
Just got the captains together. Tuck and Mortimer just being told by the referee that the game's been going really well up until now, and he wants to see some more of the good action.
So some good man management there, Shoston, by Ben Brownlee going on. Four Reds come in after the tackle and disrupted things. But so that's what the penalty's for. I'm not too sure if we've seen it on the camera, but someone on the sideline has also been ordered off the grounds. And he didn't argue either, which is good credit to the guy, but absolutely no need for that on a sideline.
To his credit too, the coach Jeff Burgess also had a word with the young man and told him that perhaps he would have been better off not to get involved. But anyway, back in the game now, and the ball's with Marist as they take it at the back of the line out and they drive forward. And it's a good run here by number 7, who's just been out of the game for a while, Barker, but he's back in there, heavily involved as they go one off the ruck to the left-hand side. And Marist slowly moving to the open side as it's picked up, and there's just a little bit of hesitation there from the the player, and he's been picked up by Boys High team. As they're just happy to pick and go down the right hand side. Boys High, sorry, equal to the task. So Marist in a good position here, and they're just battling away just outside the 22 now. As the defence for Boys High look to reset. As the ball goes with Burgess, and Burgess skips out to number 12. He's a big boy, and he puts the shoulder down, and it's a good run by Inoki. And I think he's over for the try. And it was number 3, is it? 12, yeah, number 12, Inoki. So that's a good try. A good run, he's had a good game, and there was good vision by Burgess just to skip it out. And Marist right back in it here, they're taking their chances. And 9 minutes into the second half, Marist have finally got some points on the board. And we're looking at 19-17.
The difference between the second half here for Marist compared to the first half. Boys High had a scrum 5 metres out from the Marist line, and they knocked it on. And gradually, Marist have made their way back downfield. If that had been in the first half, Boys High probably would have scored just because Marist had made that little mistake, given the ball back to Boys High, and Boys High have applied the pressure. Good on them though for starting out that second half, especially after the way the Boys High had come out, but keeping their cool, and as the conversion is unsuccessful, and now they're back in front. And there's no tomorrow, there's no next week.
Yeah.
Whoever wins this gets that big hunk of a piece of wood that's called the Elliott Shield.
Yeah, Marist will be happy with that. They've just used the right-hand tram lines there just to keep building up and moving along. And Cam Burgess will be happy with that. Just unsuccessful with the conversion. He just perhaps didn't get the strike on it he likes. His Boys High kick back, and it's deep into the 22. It's Burgess, and it's an easy one for him, and he clears well. That's a great kick, and he's really looking in good nick here at the moment.
It's 30 metres, Nick. No, it's 30 metres. It was inside the 22. It's not by much.
It's a good kick, and you can just, I'm not sure if you can see in the background, but the wind's just starting to pick up a little bit. That's just behind Marist at the moment, so I'll be looking to use that.
That's right.
Unlucky there. But it seems to be a bit of a common theme. Both hookers struggling to get the ball in straight today. And Brownlee just having a chat with the Marist boys there.
Yeah, I think there's actually, I'm going to say there was originally time off for a player on the ground. And then, good refereeing management by Ben Brownlee. In a stoppage, he's talked to the players, acknowledged their question, but given them a straight answer.
You have to say I'm impressed with Ben, the young referee. He's a great communicator, and he seems to have all the boys' attention. As we see a scrum set here, and Marist are just outside the halfway line, probably just outside the tram line on this right-hand flank, and Cam will be looking to fire it out again. Number 12's been busy in the early play in the second half. He's a big lad. Why wouldn't you use him? Again, the front row just having a little bit of an issue there. To be honest, I probably couldn't tell you what's happening in there.
It's another language, Shoston. We've talked. Another thing we talk about every week. It's English is the second hardest language, mate.
Yeah, and I think front rows is probably the hardest. So we won't pretend to know what's going on in there, but all things being equal, we're setting another one here as the ball sits at the back. And Fleming just holding it up there, letting the ref know he's just struggling to get a clear pathway for that ball to enter. Both front rows having a stern word now. Say I'm impressed at the size of some of these young men. I mean, most of these boys out here will be under 21 obviously, but the Boys High guys again equal to the task. Some big lads. I'd like to know what they're feeding them.
It's good Waikato water, Shosty, that's what it is.
I'm sure I've drunk a bit of that stuff too, and I've seen my legs in the shower, they're not too good.
I don't think that was water though that you were drinking that day.
Here we go, as it sits at the back now, and it's been picked up by the number 8, and he's just set the winger. Oh, he just little bit of an intercept or a knock on there by number 21, and we'll come back for the scrum. And, well, that could have gone either way there. He was off, and we either had one guy scoring at the other end, but we've had the knock on. And again, the ball will sit with Marist here, and we've just been stuck here on this little touchline here for probably about 4 minutes now.
Well, even when we've moved, we've come back as well. Action's pretty much been right out in front of us.
Yeah.
Shoston, if we reached out, linked hands and reached out, we could probably touch some of those players. That's how close we are.
Unfortunately for Hamilton Boys High, they're right in front of the Marist reserves here, and they're giving them the what for. As Fleming looks to set the scrum now. And he'll be looking for Burgess, and it's a good drive, and you can hear him really getting behind his forwards and closing to them. And it's a good rumble up. They've made about 8 or 9 metres here.
Penalty out of this.
And they've won the penalty. He's playing advantage by the looks of it at the moment. Marist just going backwards. He's just snuck around the short side, and it's a good run by Corney. He just brings it outside the 22. Player set far and wide for Marist out to the left-hand side as they release through the prop. But it's a good tackle as he just crabs across the field as they come back towards the right with the hooker. Keith's having a little bit of a run there, and he beats the first couple of tacklers through the tackle of Jordan as he sits at the back and looks to go to the right with Burgess, just happy to shovel it off there to one of his, looks like a Lucy just ranging out there as they sit and wait, and it's just happy to use the forwards to go one off the ruck at the moment. All Marist at the moment probably had the ball for 4 to 5 phases, and they're just happy to build slowly. Boys High not committing too many people to the tackle as they look to defend wide. Again, it's with Marist as they just slowly rumble up, always making ground. You can see the post in the background there as they get closer and closer. Through Burgess again to number 12. He's been a big boy and hard to handle as he drives through the first couple. As they use one off the ruck again, and that's a good run. Again with a little run across to the left hand. Right, they've gone right, and it's gone back to number 12, but they've picked him up. They're just controlling the play well today, as we're just waiting to see what's happening at the back there. So Marist with the ball, they're in a good position here. And
Offside is the call there.
Back for the penalty for an offside. Marist at 2 points in front here. Hamilton Boys High trailing at 17 points to 19 with 15 minutes in the second half.
It's a long way in a game of rugby. Even a final, it could feel like another half, 25 minutes. Not surprised that Marist have gone for a scrum. They absolutely monstered Boys High in the last one.
I have to say I've been impressed with the fitness of both the forward backs. There's some big boys out there.
Oh, even the back line has got some big boys.
Certainly number 12 for Hamilton Marist. Noki, I like the size of his legs. I wouldn't mind having a couple of those. Here we go again as Marist just happy to set the scrum. The ball's with Fleming sitting at the back here. With Burgess out to his left-hand side. And it's another good scrum by Marist. The scrum's going well at the moment as the number 8 runs off the back. Has he been held up? And we're just waiting to see
Great
what's going
defence there from the Hamilton Boys High side, sorry.
Yes.
Just managed to get underneath the ball.
Yeah, it's definitely been one of the standouts from both teams today. It's been the defending. There's been some fantastic one-on-one defending. We haven't seen too many breaks. As we just wait to see what the ref's doing here. It looks like he's just waiting for the boys to clean their boots up. And we're going to set a scrum, and this is a great attacking opportunity here for Marist. Just sitting 10 to 12 metres away from the right-hand touchline, and we're sitting deep inside the 22. Players out wide.
I think Marist they want to get this ball at the number 8's feet and hopefully try push over try and penalty try.
Yes.
Hopefully for the Hamilton Boys High side, they can stay straight and stay true.
As it's a good scrum again, and Marist scrum has been performing well in the last 20 minutes or so.
Moving forward here, Shoston.
And they're just slowly creeping forward, but here we go. He's just come up short by the looks of things, has it? And it's a penalty try. And just waiting to get confirmation there, but it sounds like it's been a penalty try for turning.
So Shoston, Well, it's just folding basically. Thankfully, Shosty people can't see the little dance that I just did to our fellow cricket teammates about saying that I'd called the penalty try. Just unfortunately, when you're just under so much pressure like that, something's got to give.
Well, no one likes to see a penalty try, but I'm pretty sure the Marist supporters will be reasonably happy with that. One of them was just dancing. And
Well, no, I'm not. I do stay neutral, Shosty, with rugby. I must point that out. I've been getting a lot of stick actually from people who know that I went to Sacred Heart College in Auckland for being neutral. Surely you should be supporting Marist anyway.
Oh, it looks like he's just overcooked down here. And the first major mistake here from the boys' side, first 5. He's had a pretty good game up until this. And maybe the pressure is just starting to tell 80 minutes into the second half.
That momentum, mate.
Yeah, just
that
feeling
has
that
just
shift.
turned.
You can just smell that shift there. As all the Marist sports supporters are getting behind their team and the boys are just moving out there. And they'll go back to the dot at halfway and it'll be a good attacking opportunities. And we'll see which way Burgess and Fleming look to set.
Just a reminder about the time you see on the screen, folks. That is only an estimate. It's not the actual referee's time. We're always in the control of the referee in regards to fact and time. So
Marist with the lion's share of the possession again. Sitting directly on halfway here. Ball at the back with Fleming. And we're looking for Surly to pick it up again off the back. He's been strong off the back and he has the ball at his feet now as they drive up. And this has been really dominant performance by the Marist forwards as they get into their work, and Surly picks it up beautifully and fires it through as they look to go wide, and it's a great little run here from number 11 Corny, and he's picked up in a good tackle under the ribs there as he's driven back into the field. Marist just looking to go to the left hand side and he's just isolated himself here as the forwards look to link in with him as players roll away, and the ball comes back to our right hand side and it sits with a good fend from the number 15 Karulala. We wait for the ball to come back through Burgess and he skips it out there as he heads back in field and catches his support. Again, Boys High not looking to commit too many players in there, and it's another good straight run. He's been brave on the run today. Equally up for the task though, and it's a good tackle as again Marist control the possession. They've got lion's share and they're not looking to turn it over. They've had 20 minutes going in the second half there as Marist show their dominance now and they're driving through the forward pack. Marist 26-17 as we see a penalty, and it looks like the penalty's been given to Hamilton Boys High School. We're just not sure what that's for.
I think it might have been not for not releasing it, just haven't had much comms there from Ben Brownlee.
As the ball comes
down,
towards us, and it's not far
almost
away
hits
from...
Joel on something. He says he's got the rails in his way.
So all's well, the cameraman survived as Boys High look to bring themselves out of there.
Ball's flying all over the place, even the throw from the sideline almost knocks someone in the head. Gotta be careful, Shoston in the game of rugby.
And you can hear the Marist supporters getting behind their team as Boys High look to feed the line out. Well, will we see another swing of momentum here, Bev? The first 20 minutes have to go to Marist.
Yeah, very much so.
Oh, as the...
It's a short throw and he's managed to take it cleanly, Boys High.
Yeah, it's good to see number 4 get to his feet. He just got a little bit awkward there as the referee, Ben Brownlee, gives another penalty to Marist. And it's probably in a kicking position there if Burgess was interested.
I think with the field the way it is, though, Shosty, you probably don't want to take another shot at goal. It's very soft underfoot.
Yeah. And as you say that, Burgess is just happy to whack it into touch there. And actually, if you look through the footage now, you can just see a bit of a shine on the ground. And that's some of that mud Bev's talking about for you guys out there in Facebook land.
Anyone who knows Marist Rugby Park will know that it's known for a little bit of mud.
Yeah. and perhaps that's about why the next game could be changed. It's about preserving the good grass on top of that field. As again, Marist look to feed the line out. And it's a good throw to the back, and it's taken well in the end. As he supported well, and they'll go down and it looks like there's been a little turnover there, and Boys High come out with the ball. And they look to use the back line, but again, it's a good defence there. He's being manhandled there by number 12. Inoki's had a big game. He's obviously got a good set of lungs on him. He's been very active in the second half as boys high with the ball, Jink. And look to relieve the pressure through the boot as they kick towards the touchline on the far side, and it is a good kick. There wasn't much the fullback could do about that.
When he put it on the boot, I was actually wondering whether it was a smarter thing, because I thought he pulled it in field a bit more further than that. Managed to bounce it probably a metre out from the fullback. The ball, quite surprisingly, as we keep saying, how soft that ground is, and then it kept bouncing. It just didn't plug.
Yeah, well, you don't want to bet on the way the rugby ball bounces. It's probably you never get that one.
A lot of noise from the crowd. The crowd though, it's great.
As we see Marist now, and it's a short throw. They're their own line out as they're just on their own 10-metre line. There's a bit of a crowd call, but it looks like the ref will play on as the new man, number 19, drives up the field. He's a big unit too. As Marist look to go through the back line now, as Burgess skips out to his centre. He's happy to take the tackle. And again he finds support. Marist looking good here, just on halfway, and the ball will sit at the back now as Fleming looks to whip it out to Burgess again, and they drive back out to halfway. It's where a lot of the play's been situated in the second half. Again at the back, Burgess is calling for it. He won't get it. They'll go to the right-hand side through the centre, and Cooper runs it up. He's not afraid to chuck his head down and get into the action. And that's a good tackle from the number 10 for Boys High, Ludovic, as he drives him back, and now we see the ball running forward with Barker, and that's a good little run. He's been a little bit out of play for now. We see Leonard getting stuck in again, and again it's the same man who tries to hit him, but he gets through this time. And again,
just a tackle from number 10 for Boys High didn't stick there, so
not afraid to get stuck in as Burgess with the ball now goes behind the line, and Boys High read it well as they come back against the play. And it's just a little bit high, and we'll just wait to see what happens there. And yep, there goes the arm, and Ben Brownlee says, come on, we've got to keep these tackles down.
Yeah, fair enough from the number 20 for Boys High, Xavier Tiffany, who's been on a lot of action since he's come onto the field. He acknowledged the player and said, I'm sorry. Look, no one likes to see high tackles, Shosty, but most of the time they are accidental.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, you stand up, you put the arm out as the guy beats you, and you just get a bit lazy, and the more tired you get, the less likely you are to pull that arm back in. So no one's hurt, and we'll carry on. So Marist again with the ball, and they'll be looking to attack with a line out somewhere just outside the Hamilton Boys High.
So
22.
Interesting to see the amount of different jerseys you see here. I've just seen a guy wearing a Morrisville sports jersey.
Fantastic.
People from all over the place at this match.
Well, actually, it's one of the bigger grounds. One of the bigger crowds we've seen this year. To be fair, in club rugby, seen some good ones out at Hautapuka.
Decent crowd on the live stream too, Shosty. I've been looking every now and then.
Well, it's good to have people out there at Facebook land tuning in. It's a good game of rugby, and it's good to see them following the Colts here as it sits at the back for Marist as they go to Burgess again. It's just a little knock on there, is it? And they'll come back.
They'll come back for a free kick for numbers in the line out.
Yeah, well,
Marist is just going to slow this down, I reckon, and pet down a scrum.
Wow.
It's been the story of forward packs, both halves. First half it was Hamilton Boys High, more so towards the end of that first half, but their maul from the line out was just incredible. And the same thing can be said about Marist scrum in the second. But I think that's a difference, to be honest.
Yeah, both teams pretty happy and content just to sort of rummage around sort of a bit of 10-man rugby. I've enjoyed watching it, and I'll have to say that both teams have got pretty good lung capacity, so take my hats off to the coaches. They've obviously trained them well, very well conditioned for those big boys out there. As we see the ball again at the back, and we'll see Fleming look to feed the scrum. Burgess is on his haunches, he's waiting for the ball. He's been a good distributor today, and he's had a good educated boot. As we see the ball at the back, we might see Surly look to pick it up and drive. He's also had a good game. As the Marist forwards just look to go forward through their scrum, and so he picks it up off the back, and it's a good little run to the right hand side. Just fails to link up with his winger though. As the forwards are happy to run back the same way. Boys High just not committing too many forwards to the air as Burgess looks to skip it out, and it's a good run there from Waterman. He's been heavily involved in the second half, the captain. And they're slowing it down, Marist. There's 13 minutes to go in the game. They've got a good lead now, 6 points, but they can't rest on their laurels. They're going to have to get another one. ball sets with the forwards now, and Marist just rumbling it up as they look to get over the line again. And it looks like there's been just a little knock on, and we'll see Boys High try to run it out from their own line, but they've just been tangled up, and we should come back for a knock on, and we'll see Boys High with the ball beat the scrum just on the left hand upright close to the club rooms here.
Well, Shosty, what do you think of that outfit?
Yeah,
Well, the Huntley supporters
very,
decked out.
very impressed with that. Some interesting characters wandering around the ground today, but certainly that takes the cake.
And he makes a bit of noise by the sound of things with his bucket.
Well, good on him, he's collecting probably for a good cause, so...
Nothing wrong with a bit of flair and club rugby, is there? That's what it's all about.
A little bit of Mardi Gras atmosphere here with the balloons and the colours. And we're just getting a bit of water relief on the field at the moment. And I have to say I'm really impressed with the fitness of these two teams. There's some big boys out there, and before the game I thought there'd be a lot more subs going on, but they seem to have the legs. As Marist with the dominant share of possession in the second half will be pushing back on this scrum from Boys High. It's going to need to be a good platform for Boys High to get out of here.
I think they'll just be ruining the amount of chances and territory and position Boys High had in that first half. It's astronomical for a final.
Yes, they'll be perhaps a little bit disappointed they didn't turn a bit more of that into possession into points as they look to drive it out through the second five. It's had a good game. And again, Marist dominant with their defence as they look to chip it over the top. It's a sneaky little kick over the top, and we'll just see where that bounces. But looks like it's been cleaned up well there by Marist. And we'll just have a line out. I'm just waiting to see how that ball's come out. And the referee is just awarding the ball now to Marist. So Marist again back on attack here.
Ajay Nari coming on to the field, number 18 for Hamilton Marist.
Another big boy. They know how to feed them well around this area. So it's been a great game of rugby out there. Thanks for tuning in.
You do let us know who you're supporting, where you're watching, folks.
As Burgess with the ball again, and he feeds it out to number 7. He's been busy today, Barker, and he's been wrapped up in a good tackle though. Just grabbing across as it comes through the forwards, and they're happy to run around. He just looped around. He's beaten the first one. Can he get it away though? It's a good covering tackle there by number 3. I think Hazelton made that tackle. As the Marist boys just drive deep into this right-hand side corner. It's been good control by Fleming. He's had a good game so far. Again, one off the ruck, keeping that body position low.
Right on!
And it's a try. Sorry folks, I couldn't see what was going on in there. It was messy stuff, but again, Marist come up with the goods, and we'll just wait to see who scored that. It looks like there's a few pats going on there for the... Perhaps it's Staincliffe. Big prop.
I actually think it might be
So we're just waiting to confirm the try score, but again, the Marist forwards are just dominating at the moment, looking really good, and they just find the Boys High team it's just 3s and 4s and just not being able to put the man on the ground at the moment.
9 left is the call. Shoston, 9 minutes left.
9 minutes left if you're listening out there. So Marist just starting to put a good lead on. Number 1. So Alesi is the try scorer. To say the front row from Marist has been playing particularly well as Burgess just looks to add the extras, and he struck that better, but again he just hasn't been helped by the shape of the kick as he just misses the left hand upright. He's had a good game, Burgess.
I got my head down and changing the score. Shosty could hear from the connection. Didn't sound very convincing. Not many of his kicks, other than a couple of ones that have been out in front, have been convincing from Burgess. Not knocking the guy, just it is finals footy, and but the important thing is they've got a 12-point lead now.
Yeah, 31-17 out there.
14-point lead.
And that could be pretty tough to come back to. We've got 8 minutes, but anything could happen. Boys High very dominant in the early stages of the match, with Marist now just starting to take over, and as Boys High tries a little bit of something different now as they kick out short on the right hand flank, but Marist were equal to the task as they hold it at the back now and look to release it through the forwards, as they're again happy to go 1 off the ruck and 2 off the rucks, and it's been successful for them as Burgess looks to clear it across, and it's a big raking kick, and it's just managed to stay in now as the Boys High players look to run it back out, but they're getting themselves into a bit of trouble. They've been picked up with no support, and we're just waiting for the Marist team to get there, but they've won the ball there, and that's a great effort.
Big moments, Shosty.
Yes, and that is a big
And
moment.
the kick downfield too. Just managed to find that little piece of open ground, and then Boys High tried to bring it back without support. Ball up off the ground, turnover ball.
And it just seems to be the rub of the green at the moment for Marist.
Well, in the final, when it's going your way, it goes your way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We saw a bit of that in the Test Cricket World Championship final as well. Just a couple of things managed to go New Zealand's way, and then it just, all of a sudden, it opened up for them.
Yeah, it's fantastic cricket, that. As we see the ball at the back now with Fleming, and he looks to feed another scrum with Marist right on attack here inside the Boys High half, as we see players creeping to the right hand side, and again it's picked up off the back by Soli. He's been pretty dominant in the back, and he's fired it out, and it's a good little run there.
Pass though there, Shosty.
A little bit expensive there, and
The last one was marginal, but Ben Brownlee in the right positioning at the time.
he's had a good game, Ben. I've enjoyed the communication.
We said to him at this, before the kick-off, when he handed us the comms, Shosty, that we'd only say nice things about him. I can't actually find it a bad thing if I wanted to.
No, he's been pretty good.
He's done very well in control of the game.
He's been pretty good to keep that the yellow card in his pocket. There has been a few infringements for not releasing, but he's just been happy to let the game flow, and I think it's been even both ways. So it looks like Hamilton Boys High have got a change of halfback with number 18 in the headgear coming on. So if that is the case, Jordan had a great game. And with 5 minutes to go, Boys High have got a lot of work to do. Certainly isn't out of the question. They had a great first half, enjoyed a lot of the possession and the territory, but Marist have fought well and built up and just slowly expanded into the Boys High half as we see the ball at the back of the scrum, but Marist are equal to the task and they've pushed them right back.
Oh, this one has been gone against the head, the penalty.
Oh, and he just hasn't taken it on the mark there, just a little bit quick off there.
So he's gone straight up, is what Ben Brownlee has said, number 18 for Marist. Trying to look at your sheet there. Tuolani, Tuadua.
And that's a low kick which found someone in the crowd. You don't want to take your eyes off this game for a minute.
It's dangerous in a game of cricket, but rugby's just as bad.
Yeah, there's a few people lucky there not to wear that, and I think a few of them have no idea that flew past them. So anyway, back to the game, and we'll see Hamilton Boys High looking to feed a short line out here by the looks of things. And there's a few of their loosies just ranging around out by the second 5 and first 5 positions, as you can hear the Marist boys singing now. And as they throw in, and it's just not quite straight, but it's taken well, and Ben's just happy to play on. As the ball sits at the back, there's no one there, but one of the loosies will clean up as they feed out towards the right hand side, but Marist equal to the task, and that's a big tackle, and he's stolen the ball while standing up, and that's a great turnover by Marist. Sitting at the back now as they look to go to the right, but he dummies and takes the ball himself. As we see Baker just coming over the ball, and the big number 19 rumbling up now. There he goes, folks, down those tram lines, and nothing better than a big fella in flight knocking people out as he goes. And it's a good little run there into the centre of the field. It'll give them options either way, but they go to the left with Burgess, and Inoki fires it out to his centre partner. Hamilton Boys High equal to the task though. And will just be happy to set that ball outside the 22. Again, rumbling it up, not taking it too far away from the forward pack. I think it's all about possession here at the moment and some good phases. Don't want to give that turnover as they look to go through. That's a great little dummy run as he fires it through, as he's still on his feet there. Key's first person to the ball. He's having a good game. He's just happy to pick it up and drive on. As they go to the right hand side again with the forwards, they're happy to rumble it up. And it looks like there's been a penalty the other way. It looks like he might have just held on to that ball a little bit too long as the...
So, yeah, big moment there from Boys High. There's 2.5 to go. They've got the penalty though, but they're in the wrong end of the field. And this ball has just gone out.
And it's just teased the winger there. He just had a couple of chances at it, but he slipped. And just noticed then Ben Brownlee looking at his watch. So it's not too much time left in the match now. And you can hear the Marist supporters in the background, anticipation. As Boys High look to throw in, and it's through their prop, Harrison. And it's a short line out, and their line out's been good as they go to the back, and it's another good line out for Boys High. They've been very good in that part of the field, and I'll be disappointed with that. It's a simple knock on, and Marist have capitalised with a little boot through, but Ben Brownlee's just happy to let the play go, but there's no
Not
real
supporting your own body weight, there's the call.
no real advantage, but he's let it go. There can't be long to go now as the Boys High boys are scrambling one off the ruck now. Marist still just need to stay on side and make their tackles, and they'll be looking to wind this clock down. Played well today. As again they've got possession, and they'll just want to slow things down. Fleming and Burgess have worked well together, and they'll be looking just to use those one-off runners. Again, it sits at the back. Mortimer, the captain. Good little run, real low body position. He's had a good game today. Again, players just not getting involved, and they're just waiting and looking to set in little pods. So they go to the right-hand side. This is good play from Marist, putting some good phases together, but it looks like he might have just dropped it, and he has. And we'll see a scrum as he looks at his watch again. We're getting closer. And we'll see Hamilton Boys High perhaps with one of the last plays now.
Yeah, 30 seconds to go there, Shoston. Here's the call from Ben Brownlee. It's been a dogged effort from Hamilton Boys High though. It would have easily been able to, for them to fold in it. They haven't. They've kept up the pressure. It's just has been too much for them.
Yeah, well, the first 20 minutes they set the pace. They had the ball, they had the phases and possession. They just couldn't get the points. And if they have a look at this again tomorrow, they'll be thinking, well, things could have been a bit different. But here we are as number 18 looks to set a scrum. It just collapses. Conditions are a little bit slippery underfoot out there, and the boys will be getting tired. And I think we're almost watching the twilight moments of this match now as Ben Brownlee has a talk to the boys and gives them a bit of advice around cleaning their boots. He's been good today, Brownlee. There's just a bit of a hush around the ground in anticipation. And Wynnum Boys High just on the 10-metre line. Marist territory. Dying moments of the match with Marist 31-17 in front. They played well. Deserve the points. Have to say, Bevin, I've been mostly impressed with the tight five from Marist today. Certainly in the later stages.
Both tight fives have been pretty strong. Marist just has been that, but a little bit strong, a bit more experienced too. Possibly an age thing. Just being 1 or 2 years older, especially with college side being 17 or 18. There is quite a bit of a difference between an 18 and a 20-year-old some days.
Yeah, there is, you're right. I have to say for Boys High though, they've got a great line out. I've really enjoyed watching those clean balls off the top. There's some great two-hand takes there. As they set now, and it's at the back of the scrum as they go to the right-hand side. They haven't had a lot of possession as they put it onto the foot now, and they look to go that way, and perhaps just a little knocker on. We're just waiting to see what happened there. It's an offside play, or perhaps a late tackle. We'll just wait to hear from the referee. It's all just a little bit too late for Boys High now, I think. It can't be too far away now. 30 seconds was the call a short time ago. So perhaps the last dying moments here. Was that a late tackle? Good tackle. As we see the ball again with Hamilton Boys High, they're not giving in. Yeah, but Marist equal to the task as they drive them out, and that is it, folks. And look at the Marist boys, they're super happy there, and it's probably a fitting way to end it with the forward pack driving Boys High over the touchline. And that'll be the end of the second half with Marist winning 31 points to 17. Hamilton Boys High School will be disappointed, but they played well.
They deserved their place in the final. I know they finished third on the points table, but credit to Boys High, they deserved their place in it. Just unfortunate that someone needed to win, somebody had to lose today. Credit to the Hamilton Marist side, especially those forwards. Probably my player of the day. And you loved that I said this because I met him last year. Joshua Barker, the number 7 from Hamilton Marist, popped up all over the place, defence, attack. Hard to miss him with his bleach blonde hair, basically.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Hamilton Marist winning the Elliott Shield today. And we're just waiting to see what the story is with the Division 2 semi-final. But that'll be from the action here. Thanks very much, Nick, for calling the match.
No dramas, thanks for having me.
Thanks, Joel, for being camera person. Stay tuned, folks, if you are wanting to keep up to date with what's happening in the Division 2 semi-final. I will post as soon as we know what is happening there, and whether we're streaming it or not. Alright, congratulations. It is the winners of the Elliott Shield, the Colts division, top 4. It is Hamilton Marist that have taken it out, 31 over Hamilton Boys High 17.